How many times have you beaten this clown anyway?
3.
Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
When was the last time we got a brand new mainline Crash Bandicoot game? Well, according to the game's story, it was Crash Bandicoot 3. But there's been others, but it's been a while still. But this being called Crash Bandicoot 4 means it should be back to its original roots. But does it? Let's find out. Hi guys, DPX here, reviewing today Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, developed by Toys for Bob and published by Activision. Now before we get started, you know what to do. Be sure to like this video, subscribe for your notifications, and leave a comment, and you'll be a loyal subscriber. How does Crash Bandicoot 4 play, you may ask? Well, it's basically a Crash game, like one of the original 3, but if it were made today. What's cool is that you get many different masks that give you different abilities. There's one mask that lets you slow down time, one that lets you go up and down similar to Gravity Man's stage in Mega Man 5. There is one that gives you a stronger spin, and lets you even double jump while spinning, and breaks certain crates that would otherwise not be breakable, and one that reverses platforms and other items from being invisible to visible. The masks really do add a lot to the gameplay. Oh yeah, and it is also worth noting that the game will kick your ass. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time is tough as balls, and I was not expecting that. I should also add that it is good challenge, although there is some bullshit here and there. I'm telling you though, if you're gonna get this game, which, spoiler alert, I recommend, know what you're getting yourself into when you get this game, because I wasn't aware of how hard it was going to be going in. The platforming is very tight too, and feels nice and requires precision, which is another thing that is hard about this game. You can even play as other characters that change up the gameplay, but let's segue into that, shall we?
You again? You two are so clingy. Take a hint already. Who's on my super secret personal frequency?
Throughout the main story, you get to play as 5 different characters. The main 2 that you usually play as are of course Crash and Coco, who are really the same when it comes to gameplay. But then you also get to play as Dingodile, an alternate version of Tawna, and even Cortex, and they are completely different from Crash and Coco when it comes to how they play. Tawna does more punches and kicks as well as wall jumps, and even has a grappling hook. Dingodile is heavy and has a giant gun that can suck up crates and helps him hover. Cortex is the one character with a projectile, being his gun, and can turn enemies into platforms, and he can also dash in the air. Now, in the main story, you only really play as each of these characters twice each, but you are given side levels where you get to play as them. There are also many cool skins for Crash and Coco that you can unlock, making for a lot of post-game content.
I can undo my greatest failure.
He means you, Crash.
Now when you think about it, the story is kind of in the title. This is the numbered Crash Bandicoot 4, forgetting about everything that came out after Warped. And also the subtitle, It's About Time, doesn't only mean that it's about time we get another Crash game, but also the game is literally, like, the game's about time. Like, the story is about time travel. You get it. The story goes as a hole in the fabric of space and time gets opened up, and Cortex sees that as an opportunity to undo his past mistakes. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's a classic little Crash story. And while I don't think it'll be winning Best Narrative at the Game Awards or anything like that, it's a cool, charming little story in an already cool, charming little package of a game. Now, it's about time. See what I did there? We go through some of the smaller things that are worth mentioning, but I don't have a whole lot to say about. I mentioned the skins earlier as a way of adding a lot of post-game content, and that's not all the post-game content. You have many side levels, like I mentioned, with the ones with Cortex, Tawna, and Dingodile, but you also have the tape levels and the inverted levels, which are basically the same as the normal levels, but you play them backwards. The main story is pretty short, although it feels long because it is very difficult and you'll die a lot. But the extra levels for 100% completion do add a lot to the game, and I really do see why this game was $60. I also want to mention that the game wastes no time to put a Spyro Easter egg. I also mentioned earlier that the game gets bullshit at times, and yeah, it does get unnecessarily difficult at times, but even then it feels like it's your own fault when you fuck up, but still unnecessarily bullshit. One aspect that really disappointed me though is the music. It's not bad or anything, but the Crash music from the older games are super catchy and stuff I see myself humming. While here, there's somewhat mellow versions of the older themes. Again, nothing too bad, but I am definitely disappointed. I will say though, Crash Bandicoot 4 was a hell of a lot of fun. So let's get into the final verdict, shall we? In conclusion, Crash Bandicoot 4 is a nice return to form for the Crash games. And also, I didn't mention this, there are no microtransactions, which Activision had to state numerous times, but it's good to see that they didn't lie. Anyways, it's a nice return to form for the Crash Bandicoot games, and a difficult one too. It does get unnecessarily challenging at times where it's sort of like enough already, if you know what I mean, but that's still the fun of the game. It's not bad bullshit, it's good bullshit, most of the time. This is definitely what I'd imagine a modern day Crash game to be. That being said, I give Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, an 8.8 out of 10. I was very conflicted on whether I should have given this an 8.5 or a 9. So I settled somewhat in between with an 8.7. Very specific number, but hey, my opinion can change. Maybe I can play through the game again, though part of me doesn't want to because I did see myself very mad a couple times. But it's all good. A fun game that I recommend to anyone, including people that haven't played Crash. I mean, there's a lot more to appreciate if you have, but this is a game anyone can really enjoy. Anyways, that's my review for Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Now I think it's about time you tell me what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you like the game? Do you not like the game? Do you have the game? Do you not have the game? And if you don't have the game, do you want it? Do you not want it? Anything about Crash Bandicoot 4, let me know down below. Anyways, if you like this video, come subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.